Julep. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome to an episode of Learn It Live Day. We're going to do live support. I think we're going to do live support here. I'm looking at my CPU monitor like, come on, as soon as we hit that show intro, everything just skyrockets. So it usually settles down. It was doing all right just a second ago. So anyway, we're going to jump in on some live support and review some things. We're just going to chat, hang out, a little casual, Learn It Live today on a Thursday. What's up, Joe? You got anything to say to the crowd before we get started here? Oh, I think you're muted, Joe.
I am muted. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It is a open show. We didn't have a very specific topic to follow. We still wanted to do the Learn It Live on Thursday. So it's open. We're going to be asking you to tell us what you want us to review. Are you working on a project? Do you have questions? Are you stuck on something? How can we help you? And I'm excited for this open format because we want to do more and more of this. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. Nice and open.
Yeah. What's up? Let's say hey to the folks in the crowd today. Let's do this guy. Let's come over here. We got Gabe in the house. What's up, Gabe? Tim is hanging with us. Greg Dolan. What's up? Alan Connor in the house. See a few of you other. Oh, Babis is here. What's up? Christopher Coleman in the house. Michael Collins is here. What is up, everybody? And of course, Joe, and I'm Rymar, and yeah, it's looking like we're getting that same thing as before. We're getting that little like slow, static-y stutter, and I just don't. I don't. It's up to you whether we keep going here. It was running smooth, literally. We were testing for like 20 minutes just before here, and everything was running super smooth. And as soon as we hit the fire, it happens. So I don't know, Joe, do we want to talk a little bit about the attribute stuff? Do we want to jump into some of these requests? I mean, do we stick with it as long as we got some people hanging with us here?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start doing it. If we get some complaints and it becomes a problem, then we'll pick it up next week.
Nice. Okay, let's jump in.
Yeah, let's start with attributes. We had a little bit of a mix-up in the past 24 hours, so let's talk about that. Let's explain what happened, how we fixed it, and what we've done to update attributes. We pushed an update to attributes about 24 hours ago. That update broke a couple of things with interactions. And because of that, we had some complaints that some content was not showing up. And we then pushed another fix to fix our original problem. That fix is now live. It's going live on all the CDN. And we've actually added a new attribute to the system to make sure that this is now in the hands of the users. And I can go and share that on my screen.
Nice. Okay.
Rymar, did I lose you?
I lost your audio there for a second, but I think the audio was going out to the stream. So we can just keep going here. I think we should be good to go. Check 1 2. Joe, can you hear me? And we're lost it. Okay. Well, ding ding ding. We have another winner. There. Oh, he's back. All right. Okay. So I think we can go forward, Joe. If you want to share your screen, you do need to share that screen back with me, and I need to get that back. We lost your screen share there.
Yep. Where did I get cut off? Did I explain the whole issue with attributes, or was I cut off before that?
I didn't hear the attributes explanation because I lost your audio, but I think the audience did, and I don't see anything in the comments saying that they lost that. So it does seem like the audio, at least, was there. Let me copy this. Let me bring Joe's screen in and let us know if anything happened there. Let me go to this view. Actually, I have to go to this one. And then Joe's screen. Let's add it here and hope Okay, there it is. There's G
Nice.
screen.
Okay, so about 24 hours ago, we pushed an update relating to interactions with our CMS slider and our CMS tabs attribute. This update broke something else with CMS slider and CMS tabs. We were notified by it very, very quickly by the community. People reached out, told us about it, and we have now pushed another fix to fix our initial problem. And now we are fully operational, we're fully working, and we actually have a new attribute that you can add to CMS sliders and CMS tabs to take more control of those when you have Webflow interactions applied to them. So I'll go and show you what that is. This is part of the second update that we just pushed through to fix any interaction problems. You'll see in both CMS slider and CMS tabs, there's a new option here called Reset Interactions. This is something that exists already in CMS load, and now it is part of slider and tabs. So you can add this new CMS slider reset IX to true. And what that's going to do is reset Webflow interactions when you are using slide change or tab change interactions on your sliders and tabs. So our fix didn't work. Second fix worked. And now we have this new option. So all sites should be good and operational as the CDN is now loading this new file. And you have a new option. So again, slide change, tab change, we have a new option for you where you can optionally reset IX on either of those.
Yeah. And I didn't hear this maybe in the intro here, but this is just, you know, when you push the limits of stuff, sometimes you break things, and we just wanted to be crystal clear on putting the solution out. We'll probably re-record that little segment, Joe. We should do like a dedicated little, just clip that section out. The CPU seems to be running great now. We're not dropping any frames. Looks like the signal is steady. So I think we should be good to go for the rest of the show here. Let's see if anything's coming in. Okay, they're saying they did hear the explanation from you, Joe. Hey, y'all. Hey, everyone. Okay. Babbitt says, oh, damn, should have come prepared. Yeah, if you're hanging with us in the comments right now, there's a pinned comment. If you've got something you're working on that you'd like us to take a look at, if you've got a problem with an attribute, if you've got something that you're trying to implement with Finsweet that we can take a look at, is there more on this attributes thing here, Joe, or is this kind of the fix? Like people just need to kind of apply this attribute if they run into this problem?
Well, they only need to apply this attribute if they are using slide change or tab change interactions. This does not apply to all uses. Slide change and tab change can be accessed when you put a Webflow interaction on the slider, on the tabs. And on each slide change, on each tab change, there's an interaction that runs. So most people don't have this set up, but if you do have this set up, you now have the option to manually reset.
Got it.
So yeah, if something's not working correctly, go out and try that option.
Yeah, so for most people, this is not a problem, but if you are having that issue on the tabs and sliders with those interactions not resetting or working funky, then this is probably the fix here. So great. Let me pull these comments back in. Lost the comments in the mix up here. Okay, so where do we go from here, Joe? Let's take a look at this Airtable and see what we've got.
Well, okay. We have one more update before we get into that.
Oh, okay, yeah, go for it.
That's going to be a new client-first resource. We have just released template number 9. Template number 9 is the Webflow agency template. So check this out. This is a template built in client first. It's free. You can clone it, and you can go and make changes to this to fit with your agency or any client that you work with. So we just released this, brand new. Go check it out in the Resources Center, and just a really nice, clean design. I think this applies to so many businesses, not just an agency. I mean, you could be building for a SaaS company. You could be building for any type of tech startup, and this is just a really nice template. So we're excited to launch this one.
Yeah, and I know he's showing you there. Oh, that's weird. But there's a bunch of these other resources here. So if you go to that client first site in the resources tab. There's templates, there's wireframes, there's all sorts of stuff inside of here that you could find useful. And we've seen people pop up websites with this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's all sorts of goodies in here. Everything you need to know about Client First is on this page. If you go to finsweet.com/client first, the documentation walks you through everything you need to know. And I think most of the folks that are probably watching this are well versed and probably spent a bunch of time on this page.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
okay. Yep, go ahead.
I'd also like to encourage people to submit. We continue to see great client first projects on Twitter. And every time we see it, we say, hey, go post it on the submit so we can put it in our showcase. We want our showcase to be huge. So go and check this out. You can go and submit this at the Client First Docs submit. And every few weeks, we're going to be updating the showcase with the best projects that we see using the system.
Oop, I have the wrong page. I think it's like I don't know what the submission page, the link.
It's right up on the top nav. Yeah, I was on it. It's right up here on the top. Submit.
Oh,
so you can go ahead submit. It's a simple Airtable form. We see this, and every few weeks we go and update this showcase.
We should maybe, on that showcase page, maybe add a call to action, like right here on this showcase page, explore showcase, and then like maybe right underneath or right next to it, the submit link should be there too.
Yeah,
might be
nice.
There we go. See, we're building live, exploring live. Okay, so what's up? Let's see. We got some comments in here real quick. Template looks sick. Nice template. Okay. Has anyone gotten into the Webflow membership beta? Yeah, I think there are a few people who have. I don't. It's like one of those. The first rule about Fight Club is you're not allowed to talk about Fight Club. So I think that's what's happening here with most of that. Comments. Why is this not? Okay. It's not playing nice with the comments. Okay. I guess we're not having comments today. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let's get into some of these Airtable examples here, Joe. Tim is saying, let's see. Tim, I don't know how you say this last name. Sistema. It's the one about the C. It's the cookie. The cookie consent. I don't want to bring this up because I'm going to reveal his info, but let me bring this tab over here and see if I can do this without giving away his email address here. Okay, so using Finsweet cookie consent tool, but I'm running into an issue which I can't figure out. Finsweet cookie consent is working fine. The problem is with the pop-up I've created. It shows that once you accept the cookies, but reappears as soon as you refresh the page, but only after the first refresh.
Can Reimar, I don't have the link to that base. Can you please share that with me?
Oh, yeah, let me get this off the screen because I'm going to... Okay. Let's see. I think you should have access to the base. Yeah. It's called Live Support. I invited you. You should have access to it there. I'm going to send you the link directly to this preview link here in Slack. All right. So, Joe, there you go. WebView preview link, and then I'll open this up on the screen over here. While Joe opens that up, we can look at what we're looking at here. So Family Entertainment Center. Oh, you know what? And we need the live site open here too. So maybe he sent us the live site. And let's see if this cookie consent pops up. Okay. I didn't get a cookie trigger. Nice little website here though. Is this it? Nope, gift voucher. I didn't get a little cookie trigger here when I, maybe that's, okay, so do you have the preview link, Joe?
I do. Now, I will say that this is not a great example. I do not want to give support on cookie consent.
Got it, okay.
And the reason is, we spoke to some legal professionals in the industry, and they specifically said you can offer a tool for it, but once you start offering support for it, now you have a legal obligation to to provide that support and make sure it's correct. So as much as I do want to help this, we were advised to not support it. We do not support it in Sweet.js.
Here goes.
I know. Really great start to the show. I know.
The crowd goes
What
wild.
what I would recommend is trying the debug tool. You can, by adding an attribute, you can turn on the debug tool, and it will tell you what's happening in real time. If things are happening correctly, if things are not happening correctly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Nick's on that one. Okay. Let's see. Somebody was saying something. His name was Robert Paulson. That's right. The Fight Club references. Okay. Let's see what the next. Shane Grady's got one in here. Just looking for general feedback. Would check out the Wash Club and Ceramic Tint. Okay. So let's look at the live URL here. I'll pull that up on the screen. And let's see what Shane is asking for support here. Looking for general feedback, would check out Wash Club and Ceramic Tint in addition to the homepage. If you have time, as always, thank you. Okay.
Nice.
So this is a nice little site here. The Wash Until We Hear Wow. We wash until we hear wow. Okay. Nice little site. That's clear. Wash. Wow. Okay. So we're looking at the Wash Club. Let's see. Okay, Google reviews.
Nice.
Groupon reviews. These G's being the same kind of strike me as like I'd like to see a difference there. Groupon's got a different logo than Google, I think. I think this is like a Google G that's...
I agree. And I would even go as far to say put the logo of that brand there. That's going to add some real social proof to it, in a sense that people know Google. They know Groupon, they know Yelp. They're going to be able to scan that easily and see that that's a Google review, rather than read the small text underneath that says Google, Groupon, Yelp.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. And Google's logo, by the way, remember that just those little transparent, like if you look up the Google logo, it has like 4 different color changes in there. You can get this red color and still respect at least those gradient color changes to get those marks in there. I think you don't have the full Google logo without those little lines. I'm not sure if that's 100%, but just a thought. And then obviously getting the Groupon G up there. Watch detail. I like this. I like that little indicator sliding through. There's like some little, I like that a lot actually. That feels really nice and smooth. Okay. Ceramic tint. Wash in tint. Okay. I want to find this Wash Club. That's the first thing I guess I would say is I don't see a real big. Go ahead, Joe.
If you go back to that last page, this looks like a really cool call to action, but the text here really feels lost. I like the visual, I like the graphic, but we have this big giant graphic in the background, and then all this text is very, very small. And it looks like I really want to see this front to back, complete. This is all very, very difficult to see. And I would make it more clear. The top of the website's very clear, right? You have a super clear hero. You have a super clear call to action here. The menu looks really clear. And then we get down to that other call to action. These reviews are really clear. So don't hide that.
Yeah. Even this little subtext here looks a little small.
Looks a little small, yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, it's like all these little
subtext.
Yeah, it's right. It's clear. At least it's visible. This because of the big background image and the heavy reds and stuff. This stuff kind of gets a little lost in here. Ceramic tint, 150 front to back. Okay, I'm still not seeing like a big call to action for that Wash Club and ceramic tint. Okay, I see the ceramic tint. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting to the Wash Club. See, I'd like to see this maybe a little sooner. Or maybe this needs to be like a call to action, and this is the hero, the top of a hero section, because this is super cool. Okay, dare to go dark. Oh, let's tint different. Okay, I like that. I think
nice.
I keep getting the feeling that some of these sections should be different pages. Like that transition to dare to go dark seems like that could be the hero of a section, of like the hero of its own page. And this Meet the Wash Club could also be the hero of its own page. That's what I would encourage here. I think those pages need to be separated. And then like here, I would say learn about our wash club, learn about our tint, and then book now or something like that. Instead of learn more, you could have two buttons. It's like wash club, ceramic tint, and then book now. And it takes you to those kind of two sections. Even if it scrolls down to those sections or something. And here it is tint. Dare to go dark. So there is home pages for this stuff.
Oh, this is
Whoa.
cool.
Yeah.
This is very cool.
Okay, that's a video back there. I was trying to get my bearings for a second. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, this is nice. This icon feels a little heavy. These lines, everything else, all your other lines are like thin lines. Like even your menu lines are thin. These outlines are thin. Everything's kind of thin, and then this little drop down is fat lines. Just a thought there. This is kind of hard to read. I'm full screen even, you know, as I scroll through. But beautiful looks. Joe, any thoughts here?
Yeah, this is a nice site. I think you're doing a really good job with this. The big thing is just make sure some of the text is not too small. There's a lot of clarity here, but then there's also a lot of small text. And even now that I'm looking at the rest of the site and looking at this navigation bar, even the wash and detail and the tint and ceramic coating, I think these can go up in a size or in a weight, that they just feel a little bit thin and a little bit small, especially with so much room available up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they just kind of seem to get lost. And this is a little weird too. The nav in the middle. I see what you're doing here. I don't think it's a problem.
A little bit.
But
Yeah.
usually I'm expecting that to be, you know, on the one of the sides or something. I don't know that it's. I'd be interested to see what that does on mobile, but and there was something here. This Google Map, just FYI, if you're using like a developer API or something is not loading. I know Google's does some weird stuff. You could just grab like a Google, go to Google Map and get the embed code and drop that in an embed, and you don't have to worry about linking your Google developer account to that. You can just embed any page or site or address or location for a cheap way out there. Yeah, so Shane Grady, nice little site there, nice work. That's seems like all he was looking for was just a little general feedback. So let's refresh our list here and see who else maybe submitted. Gabriel Babas.
We have one from, I was just looking at Tim Hughes, asking to only access a CMS page.
Yep.
I'll read this in full. I need to add a feature that my client asked for to only allow access to a CMS page, a news/blog story, once an email has been submitted. I'm not sure how to implement this. This is a simplified, gated content experience. And the way that you're going to do this in a very simple way is to set up a little cookie system. And what's going to happen is when the user submits that form with their email, they're going to receive a cookie. Once they receive that cookie, now they're able to access that page. And on that gated page, you'll have an if statement with JavaScript. If the user has a cookie, continue with the page, do nothing. If the user does not have the cookie, redirect back to the gated page. And I think we have something really similar to that in our Finsweet hack. So if you give me a second, I think I can go and find something that will give you a little bit of a head start for that.
Nice. Okay, and I keep trying to pull the comments back in, and for some reason, I'm just not getting any cooperation from the little plugin I use here to show these things. So, no love for anybody in the comments, but I'm gonna look. Let's see, Chrome Edge blocks cookie consent model. So Vimalan was replying to that. Let's see, Harshit, how do you get that mesh gradient background? I love it. I don't know which mesh gradient background he's talking about, unless was it a screen or something? I don't know. I'm not sure, Harshit. Joe, let me know when you got that little snippet there too. Let's see.
Yeah.
Shane Grady is asking, had a question about how far I'd be able to push the capabilities of Webflow. Where would be the best place to flesh out an idea? Is Sweet.js active for attributes or client first? Yeah, I don't know. The no code Slack, Twitter's a great place for that. I'm not sure what if Shane, if you're asking specifically about an attribute or a client first, then maybe we could address that specifically. But if you're just looking to push the limits of capabilities of Webflow, I think Twitter would be a good place for that conversation, actually.
I've just shared my screen here. If you want to bring
Okay.
that up, Reimar,
Yep.
we could talk about this gate of content.
Let's do that. Let's just screen. Let's turn this one off.
I had to reshare my screen. I stopped the
Okay,
share and I
copy.
reshared. Sorry about that.
Let's see. Hopefully this comes in here. There it is.
Nice. Okay, so this is hack 21. It's finsweet.com/hacks/21. And this one is specific to creating an age gate to confirm the user's age. It's the same type of system, the same type of setup, but instead of having the user enter their birthday, they're just going to enter their email. And we're going to give them a cookie. And let's look at the code that we have here. First, we load a cookie script so we can start working with cookies. If there are no cookies of valid age, in your case, email, if there is no email cookie, then we are going to load this page as normal. There's no problem. If there is not, then we are going to redirect somewhere else. So we give the user the cookie, and then on the load of this page, we're checking if that user has the cookie. We can redirect them in either place. So I would go check this out. This is not exactly what you need, but this is a really, really good start. And this is how I would approach this in a simple way. There's many other ways to do this, by the way. I'm not saying that this is like the ultimate way, but if you're looking for a simple solution that can be implemented without a lot of code, without a lot of potential issue, this is a good method.
I actually have an implementation of this.
Nice.
Like a live implementation on this on a site. Let's see if I can bring this up, and then I'll yeah. So let's switch screens here. Okay, so this is a site I built a while back, actually, and this is a whole section of this site that's actually live underneath this element, and it creates like a little gate here, so I can't access this little nav bar on the left. I can kind of see some things, so I can explore the rest of the site, but if I want to kind of learn about this product here, I have to give it a test.com. And then it says, hey, welcome to the boom, and then begin virtual demo. And now this clears out. And now this has set a cookie on all of these, so that on all these pages, now I can access this interactive demo here. And so it's not exactly the use case, but kind of is, right? You're gating that with an email. It's setting a cookie. That's all stored locally. These folks now get that email submission. So they get a form that submit with that email there. And it's not a true secure, thing. Right, so like somebody could come, but with that fixed pop-up on the front here, like it does block that area from anybody else being able to access that.
That overlay method will work if people don't know Inspector, but if anybody is close to the web world, they know that they could just open up Inspector, clear out that
one div,
that overlay.
Yeah.
So that is an option. That's even the more simple option. And maybe your client's okay with that. This may not be ultra secure needed content. If they need the next level up, you can do it on different pages. The one that I showed with the age gate, it was actually on a different page. So the user is entering their email on a different page, then they're being redirected.
Got it.
So the entire page is, before I even load the page, it's saying, does the cookie exist? And if it doesn't, you can't even get on this page. Forget about opening Inspector.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. That's like two versions of creating a very simple, that doesn't require like an authentication system, little gate, just using simple cookies. So hopefully that offers a little bit of help, Tim, on that Electric Drives website. Let's see what else we've got in here. Let's go back to Gabriel Babas. Let's pull this over here. So here's the site, and then let's open it up and see what Gabriel's asking for. Just to showcase a blog I've recently developed using a bit of Finsweet attributes, cookie solution, Finsweet hacks, and of course client first. Make sure you translate the website to English. It's in a foreign language. Okay. Cool. Nice. Joe, do you want to open this thing up and look at the client first and see how like the structure is? Oh, this
Yeah,
is nice. I like the little
we can
scrolling
do
thing.
that.
I
Great.
wonder, am I able to? This could be like an accessibility no-no, FYI. Just when you have like something sliding or scrolling automatically, you almost always need to give the user control of that. Because like, what if I'm here and I miss it and I'm like, what did that say? I want to see it, and I can't get to it. I don't know how this acts in a screen reader kind of thing. So just an FYI, I really like that effect. I think it's cool to have a scrolling ticker of items like that, but just something to consider there. Judge, you got the preview link open or no? Do I need to send you a preview
I
link?
do. No, I have it. Oh, do we have a
Oh,
preview
he
link or
didn't give
just a
us a
live
preview
link?
link. He didn't give us a
It's
preview link.
okay. We can do it in Inspector if that's okay.
Yeah,
Just a quick preview.
sure.
I do need to reshare my screen with each time.
Oh, okay.
We'll figure this out, but
Because
OBS, when I share my screen,
it
it
like
just
takes
takes up my
over.
entire view,
Yeah, yeah,
and I can't see what you're doing.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm shared here on Babis's screen.
Okay, let me copy
Babis,
this.
this is nice and clean. I'll say that before I even get into any of the code here. It's a nice looking site. It looks very clear, content driven. I like what I see.
Okay, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to open up this here in Inspector. Let's see what we got. Okay, we have our articles content. We have our home article grid. Let me give another zoom in here. We have our home categories collection. Okay, container large. Home categories wrapper. Okay. So, Babis, first thing here, if you have this home category underscore link, I would expect this parent wrapper to follow the same exact naming. We are seeing this with some implementations of client first. You're using it perfectly here. Home category, they're all categorized in a component, and then this wrapper, it doesn't have the underscore. So what I'd like to see is this right here to have an underscore. So these are all in the same component name. And now I can search home categories underscore and see everything in that component. So very clear. Without the underscore, it's not like I don't know what's going on, but I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, articles content left. Layout 2, content right. Okay. And again, I would want to see more use of this component name. If you're using something like layout 2 content right, is this part of layout 2 content right, or is this a completely different component called bar right?
The other thing I would say is it's like articles content left. So are you saying that on the left side of this content is articles? If in that case, I might say like content left, content right, and then content
right.
left underscore articles, and then you have an articles component, or I don't know,
Right.
but I don't know if like
Exactly.
articles, like is that articles being reused? If so, and that's always on the left, then that makes sense as like a component, articles content. So it could be that maybe on the left side, and maybe that's what's happening there as I'm looking at this again, articles content underscore left. So maybe it's those articles, and that's just an element that's reused on lots of pages.
Yeah, so Babis, I would say an okay implementation of client first. I would look more into the grouping of your components. And actually, we're seeing this with more people, which is telling me that we need to do a better job explaining in the docs. And that's what we are doing right now internally at Finsweet. We have been having a very, very deep conversation about how to better communicate this information. Because, Babis, you're explaining things very well. I mean, I see this, it's making sense that this is the content on the right, this is the content on the left. But how do we better organize this so I know that these belong with each other and these belong with each other? So within the next few weeks, expect a really, really awesome update to client first that makes this more clear and much easier for you to implement.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Tim, I wanted to follow up because Tim was asking a couple things here. Tim is saying, so there's no way to get some support for this, and I think he's discussing the cookie consent. Unfortunately, Tim, yeah, based on the answer that we just got from Joe, I think that is going to be the case. That there's
Yeah.
no official support on that. Babas does answer right below that the videos are pretty good and pretty thorough. So I would just go back and recheck all of
Yeah.
the things. Let's see. Can you maybe show how to use the cookie consent debugging tool? I don't know if
There's
that
a
falls
video
under
on that.
support. Yeah, there's a video
There
there
should
on
be a
that.
video on that.
Um,
Yeah,
okay.
Tim, and I'll say it again. I apologize. I know that we give a solution out. It would be expected that we give support on that, but there's a big legal issue around this. And yeah, it was just very clear that once you offer support, now you have a service, and a service falls under different ramifications.
Yeah, and he does ask here in a follow up. Are you guys still able to review the site, give some tips or tricks, or just your opinion of how it looks? It's the first site I
Sure.
built, so I'd love some feedback. This for
Oh yeah,
sure we can do. This we're
I'd
happy
love to.
happy to do. And so we can just go off of my screen here if that makes it easy, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, First thing, I like this logo here. How when I roll up, it reveals that in the header. That's kind of
Yeah,
nice. That's
very
very
cool.
simple. I like how it's kind of featured here, and then it slides in nice. Like that's a nice implementation of just the changing logo there with two different looks and feels. That's nice.
I'm going to make a comment on that text on the bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
A few comments. Number one, I think it's just a bit too much width. Apply a max width there. That's, I think, much too long of a text
Yeah.
paragraph, a text body. So apply a max width there. Shouldn't be that long. Number two, it's very difficult to see between the size and the things that are happening in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a white background around there. You're doing such a good job with that top left logo, how it's almost like a block on top of this thing. Do the same thing on that bottom left. Make that a block, white background, or this nice turquoise background, and let that text be really readable. And since it's so small and in that bottom left, I really don't think it's going to take away from the video.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You could use the same kind of little shape, rounded, pointy,
Mm-hmm.
kind of little something that blocks this off. Or, the other things people see as nice gradients behind the video. If you wanted to use a gradient, there's lots of ways to solve that.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree that it's unreadable in a lot of ways. And it's also distracting every time I see that this is a short loop. I would probably encourage you to maybe, I just realized it's the same loop over and over and over. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage you to maybe expand the length of that. That's giving me some as I look at this. So if I was trying to read that and I just saw that looping, because that's when I noticed that it was looping, is when I saw the same thing over and over. So as I'm trying to focus on reading that, I'm getting distracted by that background flip. It would be a longer video, more variety there in that video for sure. Otherwise, this is nice. This is okay, a little featured. What happens if I click one of these? Okay. So it takes me to the same kind of page, same issue here, same background. So this is one of those things that I would stay away from, actually. I'm not sure if I just landed back on the home page or not. When I click this, if you're using that same hero section,
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing that same hero section, and I don't know, like at first glance, if I'm reading this, I'm seeing something different, but seeing that same video over and over and over like that makes me want to, I don't know, you should either have a different video or just remove that video and start here on loyalty program or something like that. I'm not sure I like reusing that hero over and over like that. Any thoughts on that, Joe?
I would get more videos from the client.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's a short video, it catches my
Yeah.
attention. Like if I want to do that, I'm going to keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, ask for more of this video because I think that's really going to help sell this place.
Yeah.
And if you just have 5, 6 of those, now people are going to explore the site to see those other videos because that's cool and it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I also see as I get down here, I'm seeing the Webflow, auto-generated images for the blog section here. So I'm obviously seeing that this is a work in progress website.
Work in progress.
Yeah, very very simple, clean, nice work.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good start there, Tim. If this is your first site, good work with that. It's good to
And
have a place to grow from.
I like these little branding pieces throughout as well, Tim. And I love Reimar's comment about that top left logo with the radius on the top left and the bottom right. Try to use that a little bit more. I want to see that on the tickets button.
Mm-hmm.
That nice pink tickets button. Make that
Mm.
a little bit bigger. That's a great call to action. And once you put that radius on the top left and the bottom right, now we have a much more branded
Yeah.
feel to this.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that
even
could
here
be
on these,
everywhere.
like even here on
Yeah,
these, even if you just
yeah.
wrap the top and gave me a little bit of that curve on the top here, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
or even if it was a graphic behind here that reminded me of that shape a little bit of the roundness, a little subtle something. That's how you get that unity in the design.
Mm-hmm.
Is really tying those elements back to themselves there. So, uh,
And also,
go ahead.
uh, big congratulations on your first site. This is a really nice
Mm-hmm.
project for a first site. I know my first site looked nothing as good as this.
For sure. For sure. I still remember my first site. I literally called it my first Webflow site, and it was just me playing with
Nice.
interactions. I was like, "Hey, look at this! Look, Mama, I could build on the web." Dave is asking, "Hey team, how are you reviewing the site? Should I share the link here only?" There's a pinned comment at the top where you can submit a request, something there. Uh, Julie's saying, "Hey guys, anyone have thoughts on using Webflow as an app, platform, cloud type website?" Um, whoa, that's the wrong comment. Where's that coming from though? I wonder if that's still working.
Hmm.
The comments won't work, but that one's still working, huh? Let me see. How do I get that? I don't know how to get that out of there. Let's go back to this one. I don't know that I'd recommend that, Julie. Using Webflow as an app platform, cloud type
Hmm.
website. The website for sure, but I don't know on the app side. Let's see what else is here. We've looked at Babis, Giuseppe, homepage, what we treat pages. Okay. Is he just asking for a review here? Let's pull this website up.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
just, what's that?
sorry. I love Babis's comment that he was not prepared for the inspection of classes. Babis, that's okay, no problem. And he calls himself a different beast now. That this was his initial project with Client First, and now he is a new Client First beast. Babis, I love that.
Yeah, nice. Um, Webflow beasts. Alan Jackson's also saying, "I'm just starting my journey with Finsweet. Amazing. And YouTube keeps recommending CMS library. These videos are
Mm,
obsolete. Yes, question mark. Not finding many
mm,
bite-sized videos for attributes.
mm.
They're coming. So Alan, yeah, attributes, videos, little short nuggets. We have tons of deep dives, and we've chopped some of those up into short videos. Um, but yeah, yeah,
And these are, I'm guessing you've checked the resources page
yeah. Check over to
and looking.
attributes, and right there are
I'm going to share them.
some other videos there. If you go to let's see, attributes.
I shared it.
Okay, just resources here,
Yeah, there it
and you
is.
click on
Nice.
video. There's a bunch of videos here that are kind of short and help you dive in. Some, I mean, it depends on what you mean by short. You know, a lot of this stuff is a little more complex than a 2 or 3 minute video.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff will come as it goes, but right now there should be plenty of resources there. And we've done a lot of long form deep dives also that really help. So I know short sometimes feels good because you get it in 2 or 3 minutes, but those long form dives is really how you're going to understand this stuff. So, okay, let's go to Giuseppe's site. He's saying homepage and what we treat pages. So I'm just assuming he wants some kind of critique here. So let's
Mm-hmm.
reload. Uh,
First thing I'm going to say here
go for
is
it.
I would change that active state.
Mm-hmm.
That gray, it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
It almost that gray just never feels like an active state. It always feels like a non-selected or a don't select this kind of state,
Mm.
unless it completely matches with the brand. And I don't see any other gray here. So I'm gonna, yeah, even something like that. We
Yeah.
have this blue color. Give a little bit of love to that active.
I'm not in love with the blue against this backdrop either as the hover state here either.
Agreed.
It kind of just
Agreed.
gets lost. Um,
Yep.
I would rethink the whole look of this. This feels like an older, like this feels dated to me. Something about this feels like a little dated from a design
Mm.
standpoint. So I don't know, Giuseppe. I see what you're trying to do here. I like the the little drop down here. I think this is nice. I just think you could, like Joe said, treat this a little nicer. I don't know if it's the text that's bugging me. I don't know if it's like these logos here kind of hovering next to it. Something about this just I don't love. I would like to see these logos maybe down underneath, set to the side a little bit. They seem to conflict with this is your main call to action, and you're distracting me. As soon as I come to look here, I'm like, oh, what's this? The British da da da. Oh, okay. There's other things to look at here, and now I'm no longer interested in booking a consultation because you've distracted me. So I would really kind of isolate that up there. Um, okay. The we also gets a little long for me. You're at 3 lines here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like a subheading size, maybe a little different section. I don't know.
A little bit of text hierarchy there. When you
Yeah,
start something with we also, that's telling me that that's no longer part of the primary text.
yeah,
We do this, and then we also, this is now subtext.
yeah. As we scroll down, illustrations are nice. Okay.
Cool.
What we treat. Okay. I like these
Okay.
little subtle shapes and the soft gradients. Like that. That is nice. I'd like to see a little variety in those shapes. I keep seeing the same shape over and over, so you could play with, and maybe not even a different shape, but even the size of the shape. I see you're kind of anchoring the element with that, so maybe that doesn't work. Um, but I could see these circles bigger and like different sizes, so they're not all the same. You just create a little, again, visual hierarchy. You kind of change up the shape there. Um,
Mm-hmm. And can you hover over one of those CTAs? This is the same CTA that we see in the top left. There is some weird transition there that's making
mhm.
that text transition happen at a different time on the hover out.
Yeah, the
Take a look
timing
at that.
timing doesn't match for
It
sure.
it's a bit weird. I'm not a fan of that black text on the blue. That blue, it's kind of in the middle of, do I have black text on it? Do I have white text on it? In both ways, I think it's a little bit difficult to see.
Yeah, yeah, and there seems to be a lot of text on this page.
There's a lot of text.
Oh, there's a little menu that pops up at the bottom. Okay, relationship.
Hover
Okay, so
over
that's a
those.
little footer. Okay,
Interesting.
okay, okay. Okay, that makes sense. I see you got a little link here to your to your little personal site. Nice. I I'd encourage you to find a maybe a different way to break some of this up. This feels like it
And
could have a little bit more breakup, a little more design here, a little more like thought given to how that's laid out. What were you gonna say, Joe?
try using some of those alternative blues.
Mm,
So we can see that primary blue. It looks like the middle shade of blue in the chat bot, the chat things. That darker one, that's a great candidate for the the white text. So maybe that is more of the active state or the call to action state, and you can keep that white text. So there isn't a dramatic change of white text, black background
yeah.
to blue background, black text.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if this was just natively this darker blue, it would fit nicer instead of that dark black there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and same thing here, even with these headings. Like it could be nice to see that same color there as your like dark, heavy
Sure,
color. That would look
sure.
good. Yeah, Giuseppe, this is a nice little site here. It could definitely use a little bit of love. Let's see if we pop into one of these sub pages just to see. Okay, I like the
Ooh,
color.
goes
I
for the
like the full
green.
color. Yeah, I like the.
Cool.
Uh huh. I don't mind that.
Interesting.
Don't mind that.
Okay, so now that I'm seeing this is a much larger color palette, I'll go even harder with that comment about the gray text, the gray background for that hover state and for that active state.
Yeah.
And also in the footer, I see that you use the active state as well, but it's not completely expanded. So in that nav, that background color expands the entire height, a little bit of padding on the side, but on that footer, it just covers the outside of the text. So align those two styles. And I think really, as we're talking about this, a lot of this is about aligning styles. You have a lot of good stuff here. Just make sure that this page is the same as this page, and this kind of style is the same as this kind of style.
Nice. All right, so Giuseppe, hopefully that's some good feedback for you to take back to the drawing board a little bit. And yeah, we'll see what's up next on the docket. Shane Grady saying 45 watching and only 12 likes. Let's see how many folks are still with us. Yeah, how dare you? Okay, now we're up to 24 likes. Okay, still 46 of you over there hanging out. So some of y'all sleeping on that like button. You know, come on, come with it. Okay, so Dave is saying just sent a site. Okay. Babis, I figured later. Okay, all right. Let's see what else. Can I build the gated hack into I think so. All right. Like you should be able to Nice. Yeah, we'll see if we get any answer there to take that next step. Tim is saying, yeah, the videos aren't finished. So on that site where we had the multiple videos there, the wondering what happened to Joe's video. Like I have you here on the tab, but OBS dropped you. Let me just... Interesting. I just have to restart the computer again. No problem. Let's see. Is it come in this view? Nope. Can I build the... Wait, how's this happening? I do have comments. Hold up. Now, yeah, now you're kicked. So the comments work, but you're kicked. Okay. I don't know. This is what happens when you use open source software. For anybody who's been hanging with us, we've been having a discussion about open source versus closed source. And this is funny, right? Okay, let me see. Joe, I'm going to try to bring it back in one more time here. Okay, I have no idea. I could try to watch. Let's see if I cancel. No, I don't want to do that. I tried to trick it into the tried to restart, almost tricked. Try yeah, try just refreshing your browser. Try refreshing the browser. Give me a new link here. Okay, so I'm going to continue in the comments while he's doing that. Michael Collins, would it make sense to incorporate the HTML tag aside in the client first naming instead of content right? Maybe. That naming stuff really comes down to like personal preferences and the rest of the context of the site. And there's Joe. He's back. Okay. Okay. Well, I did. Okay. Quick question regarding the features you have on top of Webflow. Have you ever thought about a function that allows to select multiple divs at once, like Shift Select? Gosh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's not on our roadmap. That's been brought up before, and it's not on our roadmap because this is not a process that can be done in Webflow natively, which poses a problem. We talk about this on our first release of extension. This is not something that is easy. This is something that is not planned for us, although would be very, very nice.
Yeah.
We are working. I will give a little bit of information on something we are working on. We are working on search and replace, find and replace. So it's not a select multiple divs and do something to multiple divs, do anything to multiple divs. It's selecting every class with this keyword in it and saying, I want to change this keyword in all these classes to a different keyword. So similar.
Yeah. Yeah, search and replace feature would be amazing. Let's look at this list real quick. I think we have a few more. We do have some more submissions. Let's see. I guess there's okay. So we got that.
Oh, Eric. It's. Are you seeing the comments here? People are saying they can't hear me.
No, yeah, that was before. That was I think when you dropped. Yeah, I think that was from when you dropped. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Eric Lessman is usually hanging. He hangs with us in the show pretty regularly. So let's see. Hello. I'm assuming just wants a little rundown on this site. So let's go to this view. Actually, let's go to this view. Yeah. A little bit bigger screen. Okay. Success stories and informative materials to help you on your in your journey or on your journey. I don't know if that's in or on. FYI, just a thought on the copy there. I do see these are just your Webflow, placeholder images. So anytime I see that, I know I'm looking at a work in progress website. So let's see what happens when I click on opening one of these. Okay, blank page. So it looks like you've got something there. Oh, you have the nav element or this little logo. What happens when I read the article? Okay, I think this is just super early on the site, but it does have this element, so it's giving me a page. But this looks like a CMS template that's just empty.
Can you scroll up to the top for me?
Yep.
I really like this circle that you have on the right. My problem with it is it seems like it's a different color blue than the logo. So that logo on top, it's using a blue, but it's not the same color blue. It almost looks like the mail icon on the bottom right, that chat icon, is the right blue. So my suggestion would be to change that blue circle to the official blue of the Health Council Philippines Inc. That, I think, would be a better move, a bit more branded.
Okay. This is why it's always funny. It's like is in the description it says be descriptive with what you need, and in his description he wrote hello. Now he's in the comments saying I have questions related to those blog listings. Well, what is the question? I'm needing to figure out sorting. Okay. Okay, is it great. Filtering? Maybe it's a filtering situation.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, we're sorting some stuff here. I don't know what it's sorting by. Let's see. Okay.
This looks
right. TP. Yeah, it looks like it did it. Let's reverse it now and see if we get the exact opposite order. SCV. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Presently, the listings have combined CMS lists. Okay, Eric, we need you to actually get the comment in here. So if we can, okay, there's a category, and we can remove the category. So it looks like it's working. I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for here. So maybe while he replies, we'll pop up another one. Let's see, Juan Ortiz. And we have.
I'll read Juan's comment here.
Go ahead.
My first portfolio built using Webflow. Would love some feedback on the overall flow and design as a first impression. Is anything unclear or confusing? And specifically asking for any suggestions on the best way for me to display vertical videos with no left and right black bars on the work tab. Please note the video and web design section are empty at the moment when in the work tab. Okay, cool. So let's start with the first impressions. That was the first part of this.
My first thought was I didn't know what to do. When I first did this, I came through and I was like, what am I scrolling? Am I doing? And then I realized that when I hover here, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy, and I can only click on all work. I can click on home and there's folder here. I'd like to see some kind of indicator for what these things are. I don't know.
You know what, Juan? I would love to see on that home page maybe a looping interaction of those things coming out. I think that's a cool effect. I like the concept, but I also didn't know that I had to hover on that text. So imagine just a looping animation where all work comes up, it goes back, and then and no play make Jack a dull boy come in. And they just very carefully loop through so that people can really understand and take in that content.
Yeah, I agree. And then when you're on a home page like this, like you want to give a clear sense of direction, right? You've worked so hard to get someone to this page. And right here, I don't see anything that drives me to take another step, right? I see some buttons I could click. And if I knew you, if I was interested, whatever, I might go exploring here. But there's a book called Don't Make Me Think by, actually, I think it's Steve Krug. Joe, I think's the guy's name. And one of the concepts he's talking about is don't make the user think. And I had to think when I got to this site. I had to think about what do I do? Where do I go? I had to click around. This text looks a little small at the bottom. It's hard to read. So I like the feel. I like the dark, heavy. And then when I go into the work, I'm seeing some, some nice stuff. Okay, so like let's look at some of this. And there was
And he's
something
asking,
else in his request that was specific about
yeah,
what
let
we
me
were
read
looking
that.
at. You want to read that again?
Any suggestions on the best way for me to display vertical videos
Mm.
with no left and right black bars on the work tab?
So I'm assuming this folder is the work tab, and if we go to video, maybe we're seeing. Okay, I'm not seeing video. I think he mentioned something about not seeing certain things. There is a tool that you can get in a video editing software that takes your vertical video. If you're going to display that in a horizontal 16:9 format with a vertical video in the middle, where you can get it to do like the blur effect on the sides, or you can do some editing to
Mm,
make it look nice so it fills in the whole area. That's one thing I would suggest. The other thing is to crop your div and make it the shape of the video that you're actually going to have, so that you don't have that black spacing. But then if you're going to have various video sizes, you need to somehow create a conditional, setting to only show certain sizes, certain places. And so I don't know. The best thing would say like normalize those video sizes and create some kind of container, or handle that in video editing.
yeah.
Handle that before you edit the video, and fill out that view there.
And one, I'm going to suggest that your top nav bar become text. I
Mm-hmm.
think the icons are cool, they're creative. It's not common, but I think there's a reason why this is not common because it's not clear exactly what we're navigating to.
Yeah.
Even Reimar, when he clicked into the work tab, he's like, I think this is the work tab. You would think it, but I don't know. Maybe it's who
Right.
knows?
Right.
Who really knows what that is?
Right.
And you have that really nice nav, text nav on the bottom, but it's a bit too small. I would maybe you can keep the icons, but definitely put text in there and give some hover effect to know
Yeah.
that I'm hovering over these and this is for the work page, for the info page, for the showcase page.
Yeah, on hover, I should see, oh, this is home, this is work, this is, you know. Um, and what it might be interesting to do is just one hover interaction that reveals them all when I get over the menu here. So as soon as I
That's
come
cool.
into this loop, it gives me home, work, about, I don't know what this one is, blog. See, I would never guess blog. I don't know what that is. And then calendar. Am I looking at your calendar? No, I'm trying to book, but that's not
Okay.
clear, and that's not
Yeah.
really going to entice me to click there. So just a heads up on that. What is it, Juan Ortiz? I think you've got a nice little like theme building
Mm-hmm.
here. I like the
Yeah.
darkness. I like what you're trying to do. Give me a little bit more, and consider giving me some scroll on the homepage, right? Or give me a little bit more on the homepage. Like people are not likely to click a lot of pages on your website, right? Like if you look at the stats on the number of page clicks that you usually get when somebody gets your website, it's not a lot. And so you don't really want to make people click around a lot or have to click around a lot. You kind of want to give them what they need right up front. So that's what I would encourage here. Um,
Agreed. And Juan, based on the type of work that you're doing and what you're promoting, I would love to see a showcase reel here. Seems that you do video work or you do stuff with video. Give me a showcase. Like I don't want to click through your site. I just want to get see if you're even worth looking through the site for. And a really nice showcase can do that. So that's a really good call to action if you don't want to do a full homepage.
nice. Okay. All right. So Juan, that's a little bit of thoughts and feedback for you there. Let's go back to this one from Eric. He's saying it has to do with I worked with Colleen to combine two collection lists and have it auto sort based on date. But if you refresh the page, the lists sometimes sort together and sometimes the second collection sorts after it. Long story short, automatically sorting based on the date is not working all of the time. Sometimes whenever we refresh the page, the first collection list sorts. Sometimes it sorts both correctly. Okay, so that gives us an idea.
Second
Let's refresh this
collection
page.
list. So there's two collection lists on this page.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I'm
And
guessing using combine.
well, it's weird too because I see dates on some of them and I don't see dates on other. So I don't know if that's
Okay.
causing anything, right? So I see two lists here. I see list with dates, and then I see
Yeah.
a list without dates.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's causing a conflict. I don't know if that's just a hidden element. I don't. I'm not really sure. That's hard to see. Let's see. We did get a preview link here though. Oh no, I think that's Juan. That's one site that I'm preview linking. Let's see where.
Oh, I see Eric's.
There it is. So let's see if we go into. So we do have two lists here.
Index.
Let's see if we can. Blog lower details, blog post date. It is there. Text block. Is this just hidden? No, flex line. Maybe there's no date on this article. The different collection list is based on read article versus read story. Read article versus read story. Yeah, I removed dates for some for testing. Okay, so he removed the dates on some of them for testing is what he's saying here.
Okay.
The different collection list is based on read article versus read story. Read story, read story, read article, read article. Okay, I see that now. Read story, read article. I don't know, Joe. This might take some little bit more digging. This might not be something we can do here live.
Yeah, Eric, I would encourage you to go to Sweet.js support, and we can have somebody look into this. I'm still not 100% clear what the issue is with the sample content, with the dates showing, not showing. That this is hard to service.
Yeah, I'd say
But everything you're trying to do should be possible. From what I see and what I hear, like this setup should be no problem. So there's probably something small in here that just needs to be updated or fixed or put in there, and it should be okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's check the next one. Sorry, Eric, if that wasn't as much help as you were looking for there. I think sometimes these installs can get a little more complicated than we can probably dive into right in real time. So let's close these things out a little bit. Best in class. Go ahead.
Marta C asks, attribute CMS filter work in a template page? Yes, Marta, CMS filter does work on a template page.
Yep. It's not hidden, it's empty. Okay, perfect. We'll do. Okay, here's Juan. Looks like the nav bar and not have any text was something was battling with internally. Love the suggestions that you made. Maybe the text on hover. Okay, amazing feedback. Thanks so much for the tips. Definitely helped. Filled in some gaps for me. Great. Great. Okay, let's see. Flanagan, sup guys? Would you recommend wireframing before building out a site or just jumping straight into it? Joe, you want to take that?
That's really dependent on your workflow and the project. At Finsweet, we do not wireframe. We never did. We are not going to. Have we wireframed in the past? Yeah, sure. There are times where you may need to wireframe, but usually I don't think this is a needed step. And the reason for that is I think a lot of people can accept a wireframe, but then once the design is put on it, they're like, wait, I actually don't like that. Because a wireframe doesn't tell the whole story. The wireframe tells the order of the content, the direction of the content, but a design can actually change your thinking in what that content is and how it's presented. So if you like it, if it helps your process, go for it. If you're wireframing and you look back and you're like, why did I even wireframe? This was not a waste. This was a waste of time. Stop wireframing.
Yeah, nice. Tim saying, I got a question. You have CMS library anchor links. Any update on when that will be included in attributes?
We have that anchor links. That's a solution, right? No. You know what, Tim? We saw not a lot of people using that in CMS library. We never got any support questions about it. Didn't see it live in people's builds, so we did not prioritize it in the attributes system.
If you want, you can go to finsweet.com/vote. And if it's something that gets a little bit of attention from the community or gets a bunch of people asking for support on that, we're happy to reconsider that. But yeah, as of right now, it just wasn't a thing to prioritize over like all the extension updates, all the different attributes, all the other stuff that we have to work on. Okay.
We have
Go
we have
ahead.
a comment from Pablo Cortez. Pablo always loving, coming in with his point of view, and I'll read this. Yeah, but you guys only do dev. If you are designing a website, you have to wireframe. Pablo, this is not true. You don't have to do anything. We have very, very talented enterprise level workers who build designs for enterprise companies. We don't design most of our sites, but we do have enterprise clients we do design for. And we have somebody that literally starts designing step one inside Webflow Designer. Not even in Figma, not even in XD. Literally, step one, hey, client, what do you think about this design inside Webflow? So this is not a requirement. You are never required to do a wireframe. It is really based on your workflow.
I've sold a ton of websites and I've never done anything other than like a low fidelity. Like sometimes when I'm early chatting with the client, I get a piece of paper and I'll sketch some things out. And mostly that's not even to wireframe the site. It's to understand like page hierarchy and structure, right? So it's like if I have 4 subpages and those have pages underneath them, and then there's another thing, and so on the home page maybe we like lay out a big map that's like, okay, this is going to link to this subpage over here and this is over here, but we're not looking at any of the design and we're not wireframing with any real detail for exactly what Joe said. A lot of times that wireframe just doesn't do it. It is a big part of a lot of people's process. I know a lot of web developers, this is a must do for them, right?
Yep.
And so if this is part of your process, hey, that's okay, it's part of your process, but it doesn't have to be. Again, it just depends on how you work and what the needs are for the client, and how you're going to approach the project in general. So do we have time for another review, one quick one, or no?
Yeah, let's do one
I
more.
want to do Dave's because he was patiently hanging back there, and he's
Nice.
and it looks like a nice little site. So let's jump into this view and asterisk. Okay. Explore the modern data landscape. Nice. A little subtle. I like that little subtle adjustment when I go to search. Is this real-time search? It is real-time search.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
I have just used Finsweet attributes to create this amazing project / tool to help non-data people to learn and get answers about data science for a client. Okay.
Nice. Love it.
So
Super clean.
it is very clean.
Love the
This
design.
is nice. And select technology.
I love the text hierarchy here between category, technology, and the company name. This is I really like this.
Yeah, this looks
I
super
love the
pro.
design here. The 3D shapes on the edge, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love the short header. When you have content heavy sites like this, and really the main focus is the content, I love being able to see a lot of the content right in my first view, and that's what that really short header does for me. That I'm able to start seeing the filtering tools. I'm able to start seeing the companies. Cool.
I think, it's because I have the CDI selected here. I think, let me clear this. That's why. I was wondering why it wasn't changing as I was using these. This is a great implementation of just attributes filters. You've got a little toggle here. So that's doing like just a hard toggle on those entries. Then you've got a technology. So you can pick a specific technology. And each of those are clear, showing 57 of 57 items, reset all filters. Yeah, super nice implementation of the filtering. Everything's very clean and open, easy to understand. Let's see, asterisk community. Okay, so we've got some, this is nice. This is looking like some kind of embedded commenting tool, something or other here. Asterisk, okay. About this product. Yeah, this is nice, okay. Want to showcase your company, get started, it's free, what happened? Submit.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay,
Okay,
Typeform.
Typeform.
Okay, nice. All right, Typeform
Cool.
will do. Okay, great. Nice job there, Dave. And then this last one, who was this? Is this Steven? No, who did this one? Yeah, Steven Hilario. All right.
Cool.
one more real quick one, just because again Steven's always hanging with us, and this will be our last review of the day here.
Yeah.
So let's refresh this just to make sure we didn't miss anything on load. Okay, very
Cool.
subtle little pop-ins there.
I will say a bit thin text. I
Mm,
love that effect. That's a cool effect. The text is thin on those hero call to actions. The contact, I get it, contact us and our services. I would like to see either bigger text or higher font weight, or
mm-hmm.
yeah, something there. It's just not enough for me. I want to be able to click on those.
Yeah, make them a little fatter. You know, give me a little bit more real estate here to interact with these, and also that muted mustard there. It may be the brand color, but it really does get hard to read when I then hover on that. I think
Yeah.
maybe making them bigger would help with that, though.
Background color of the mustard could be nice.
Yeah, our services. Okay, so that takes me to another page.
Okay, cool.
Contact us, Blue
Nice and
Rover.
clean, really simple. This, I'm going to call out those buttons,
Hmm.
those call to action.
Yeah.
These feel like conflicting styles from what I just saw in the hero. We have those two buttons in the hero, and this feels like a conflicting brand style than what we see down here. We see a different shadowing, we see different coloring. Just try to align those.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I have two different behaviors here. So I have a kind of a, a color change, heavy color change background, and here it goes to white.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it was going to white actually until I just go in with detail.
I can't even see it on the screen share.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's so subtle, and it may be because I don't have the best color on this monitor that I'm using for this thing here, so that could look nicer on like a real crisp monitor. But you always kind of have to assume that standard equipment, standard equipment. Other thing is there's a ton of text on this site with lots of different sizes. You know, different sizes, separated line here, line. Okay, come. If it's upcoming, just I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of this. This gets hard to read. Careful with your text. Like sites like this could look real sophisticated, or it could look kind of cheap, right? And so I think if you space this out a little bit, you unify the text here, you kind of clean it out a little bit and like let it breathe. This could look
Yeah.
super sophisticated. Right now in this iteration, it's kind of like compressed and a little tight. In like this section, I'm just a little like, yeah. It's like, so I would just let this stuff breathe a little bit and give it a little bit of air, and then make sure you unify the font sizes. You shouldn't have more than 2 or 3 sizes of
Oh,
fonts
yeah.
on your screen here. And I've got one here,
Look at
I've
that.
got this here, I've got all caps here, I've got a different treatment here.
Yeah.
So, and then your lists, you can tell that your lists are not styled the same as your paragraphs or your
Uh-huh.
text. So just
Different bullet style.
yeah, right. You got 2 different types of bullets here. Um, so I really think typography is a big deal here.
Yeah.
And
You should really focus on limiting those typography styles. That one of the concepts we wanted to push in client first was that your styles would really be defined by your H tags. It would be defined by your base paragraph font, and you would have just a few classes to go and manage those global styles. Change the color, change this, but not change all these different sizes and all these different. There is too much here. I absolutely agree with that.
yeah,
And Stephen, a comment to you about your client. It's very possible that Stephen's client here just gave him the text and said, hey, this is all the text I want on the site. Go and make it work. Don't be afraid to push back on the client and say, in my professional opinion, I do not believe that you should have this much text. Nobody's going to read it. That this needs to be halved. This needs to be halved. If the client pushes back and says, nope, I need all of this text, that's okay. But come in as the professional and make that suggestion that, we just can't do that, or we shouldn't do that, because that's not what people are doing today. That's not what people want when they're reading a website.
yeah, yep.
The
Agreed.
client made me change the colors. Classic. Classic, classic.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Okay, so that's all the sites I think we're gonna review. Hopefully y'all got some value out of that. Feel free to like the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesdays we're kind of teaching about growth and how to build your Webflow business. Thursdays we're usually doing something hands-on, learning a concept, a new tool, diving in like this. Actually, this is the first time we've done some reviews in a while, and I liked it. I miss doing the little site reviews.
Yeah.
And I like the real-time submissions. You know, you never know what you're going to get there. So, let's see.
Cool.
Eric saying, "I'd love to see the process of people designing in Webflow." Yeah, come
Yeah.
to CloneComp. Decone is saying, "Looking for Webflow devs at the moment." Always,
We are
but
not.
yeah, well,
Right now, at the moment,
yeah.
no, but that could change in a few months.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where like when the right person comes across, if the skills speak, you know, usually you find a way to to figure something out. So we usually look at portfolios rather than like resumes or applications on any of that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So let's see. Will the CMS library anchor links still work? Tim is really trying to get those anchors.
Yeah, they still work, Tim. That's
Yeah.
absolutely. You can use those. They will work. But really push that in on the vote. You know, if you really want that feature, push it in on vote, and we're going to review it. We're going to do a couple of sprints for attributes over the next few months, excuse me, and that could be part of it.
Yeah.
But go for CMS library for now.
Yeah, the other thing is that you could cause conflicts if you're using other attributes on the same pages. So just FYI.
That's true. That's true.
Just
You
an FYI.
cannot use CMS library with attributes.
Yep.
There is a lot of breaking there.
Yep. Okay, let's see, Pascal. My users can hear audio in my member area. I want to track the duration they actually hear certain audios. Send it to Airtable suggestions. Yeah, that's going to be another tool. You got to probably have to get some kind of like analytics software tracking that behavior. Google might do that, but you might need a little more robust analytics tool for something like that.
Yeah.
Dave, you're welcome. Ukulele, you're welcome. Gabe Perez, for sure. Good to see you all. Anto, let's see. Thank you. Is critique coming back? Maybe. I do miss some of those elements, though. So,
yeah, this was like a half critique episode.
Right. Have you all checked out the new client first template? Yes, we did. But let's bring that up just one more time, just for anybody who maybe wasn't here during that section. Let's go to the screen here. And then we'll go to the resources. And if we come down here, you'll see we've got a bunch of templates. And we just released this template number 9 today. So thanks for the reminder, Simon. We did mention that earlier in the show. But if you're joining us late or didn't see that, come check this out. Lots of client-first templates and resources and things, videos. You know, the showcase is here. You can submit your own sites to be in the showcase. Yeah, lots of stuff there. Greetings from Germany. Thank you for client first. It changed everything for me. Glad you found that useful. Yeah, I think a lot of people really needed some help with naming conventions and organizing that stuff. So, all right. I think that's it. We're well over our time here. Joe, any final thoughts before we close out here?
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Bye, all. Take care.